pay attention to what people are doing right now to make billions of dollars. Like there are people winning, and people losing, devastated. There's not a whole lot of people in the middle right now. The Radium Podcast, episode 82, back. We're back at it. This is the quarantine edition. I'm quarantined. I'm up in the studio at my place. But guys, I wanted to get right into 2021, right? A lot of people are taking breaks right now. They're like, yo, I'm not ready for 2021. I need to take some time off. How and why? We've had a coronavirus, COVID running rampant. Like, have you not had enough time off? So this episode is all about talking about how do we prepare for 2021. So the first thing I would do coming into 2021 to prepare is prepare myself for that war, that battle that, you may have had a really good December 2020. You may have got by in November. You may have got by in October. You may have got an EIDL grant, for your business of $10,000. You may have got a PPP loan. You may have got some government assistance and you're like, yeah, made it through. But that's not to say that the government, and we know the US, the government isn't just going to sit around and keep spitting out trillions of dollars for us, right? They don't mind if some people drop off. This is the US, right? So you got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared for that money to dry up. And what that means is you have to become your own economy. And preparing for 2021 as a music producer, you're an entrepreneur, right? An audio engineer that mixes, masters, records people at the studio owner. You got to prepare for this stuff. You got to get online. You got to figure out how you can, I've been working on music for 20 plus years now, right? Like, I got all this information. So what I've been doing is I've been making master classes, and I've got a mentoring group, and I've, designed funnels and built products for people, Logic Pro preset packs, Pro Tools preset packs, fundamental learning and training how to build music businesses. Like what can I do? How can I keep, giving products and services and helping people that need this stuff, that want to learn how to make money in music, how to monetize their music, how to get royalties, etc. So what do you know? What do you got? Are you a super dope sound designer? You make really, really dope drums, like collab, link up with someone that's got a distribution channel, etc. So just to start out the conversation, 2021, you gotta figure out what your thing is and how you're gonna build it online. Okay, how are you gonna get into Clubhouse and Instagram, Reels and TikTok, and how are you gonna dominate these platforms and start to build relationships with people? Not just put music out and say, "Yo, check out my new music. Swipe up, listen to my new record." It's not gonna work anymore, right? So 2021, let's talk about real strategy here, okay? Step one, this is the first step I would take, and I always take every year, is I make two columns and I draw out my liabilities and my assets, okay? So I got one column that's my assets, and I got one column that's my liabilities, okay? Now, liabilities and assets in your life, in your business, they can change over time. And a great example of this is, you may have had an asset like your studio. It may have been a great asset, come January 2020, but by March, April 2020, it was a liability. So you need to get rid of that studio. I did. I got rid of my studio in Hollywood. I'm up at my house now. I got my room and I like it a lot better, but that was a liability. I get rid of it because what am I going to do? Like, try to convince people, yo, I know we're in the worst pandemic ever. No one's ever seen anything like it in our lifetimes. But come on through and let's make records and get together. Yeah, okay. You got some people that are still doing that, and shame on you guys. Like, straight up, like, shame on you. But at the end of the day, like, it's hard to convince people on a business, building and scaling a business, to like come through. What are you going to advertise? We have coronavirus specials. Like, stop doing that. It's not going to work. So it's a liability now. So the first step is list out all your assets and all your liabilities. And the reason I do this, and I think it's so powerful, and I actually learned this from Grant Cardone because I'm in his like inner circle mentoring stuff. And he's great with marketing and sales. He's not in the music industry, so I have to sort of like, tweak what I learned with him to make sense for the music industry. But dude, like, He's got it. That's it right there. It's like you have to know and take inventory of where your assets are and how you can monetize those assets quickly. You know, what products do you have? What services do you have that you can get out there right now that you could help people with that need the help, right? What liabilities do you have that you need to sell off, get rid of? It could even be people. I know it's like, it's hard to talk about this stuff, but this is the hard stuff you got to do as a business owner, or to make it through a recession or make it through a global pandemic. You have to do the hard stuff, and it sucks, but it's called being a grown-up, you know, and a lot of people haven't actually had to deal with being a grown-up. And if you're one of them, like, you know, kudos to you. Someone's been supporting you. Good job. I don't know how long that's going to last for you. And you may not either, right? And you may not even feel good about yourself by doing that. So maybe it's time to step up and do something different, you know, be your own man, your own woman, take over your shit, be a grown-up. You know, you might be 25, you might be 35, you know, act like an adult. Start taking inventory. So that's the first step. Like, list out all your assets, all your liabilities, and, you know, you can figure it out later where you want to like put things in different, like, for example, if your studio is an asset, but now it's a liability, you can switch it over to that column. And then the second thing is just go really fast. Go really fast at like deleting all your liabilities. Get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Okay. All your assets, compound on them, monetize them, figure out how to market them better, put them online, get them online, courses, landing pages to sell these things, whether they're beat kits, whatever, find distribution channels for them, etc. Right. You need to take that and just use it, get it going. Right. So that's step one. Step two, move fast. It's like cut the fat on the liabilities, take all the assets, compound on them, expound them, make them money, make them turn those into businesses, right? Pay attention to what people are doing right now to make billions of dollars. Like there are people winning, and people losing, devastated. There's not a whole lot of people in the middle right now, okay? So really think about that. Think about how you could take those assets and you can turn them into that top line, and all the liabilities, push them out, get rid of them right away, even if you got an attachment to them. And there's actually a thing like scientifically, psychologically, if we get something, we buy something. Like, for example, I bought a Prophet 6, right? I bought it on a Guitar Center credit card because I wanted to kind of like see if I liked it, etc. for 30 days. You know, I can kind of mess around with it and see like, yo, is this synth going to work in my workflow, right? Now that may have been an asset when I first got it if I had the money for it, but now it may be a liability. But the psychological thing is once you actually get something, you will do as much as you can to keep it, even if it's a liability. It's human nature. We're like, that car, you know, I don't want to get rid of the Benz, right? So you got to learn how to get rid of it. You got to learn how to not make emotional or ego attachments to those things that you buy, those things that you purchase, and those things that you think like, that was a level up for me, right? Like I bought the Benz. It's a status thing. People buy on status. They want the status, so they have a really hard time letting go of something. Telling you right now, it's the most dangerous place you could play in right now. Not being willing to sell your Benz, sell your gear, you know, get your debts taken care of, right? Like sell the shit you don't use, like get rid of it. You know, get the people that are freeloading in your company, in your life, your personal life, your relationships. Get the freeloaders out. Get them out. They will suck you down. You're going to be depressed, and it's not going to work out for you. Okay, so those are the two steps. You got to move fast in step two. All right. Now, once you have your liabilities, your assets listed, you've done all this stuff, you started to adjust, you started to get all this stuff going. Now, step three is to list out all your opportunities. And this is probably the biggest thing most people aren't doing, right? They're not listing their opportunities out for the new year, the new business quarter. You could do this at the beginning of a business quarter. You could do it at the beginning of a new business year. I think you should do it at the beginning of every month, to be honest, right? What are your opportunities? List them all. Now, let me give you some examples of that. Like my opportunities might be, you know, writing music for TV, and getting TV, you know, being the composer on a TV show. How many shows? How many episodes? How much money am I going to get from that, right? So TV, sync licensing for commercials, TV, film, trailers, things like that. Using my music library to sync license or sell off to other libraries, right? Making records and releasing through like DistroKid, distributing records and getting streaming revenue and building my brand that way, my personal brand, my artist brand, etc. Producing for other artists, right? Custom production, beat licensing or licensing music to artists to use, mixing and mastering for artists, right? So I mix, I master. I've been mixing and mastering for, a very, very long time, like 2 decades now, right? So recording might be out of the opportunity list, but maybe you can start an e-commerce thing. Maybe you can start a masterclass where, and I don't recommend you start a masterclass unless you actually have the evidence that you make money doing what you're trying to teach. Some people will tell you like, no, you just need to be like a chapter ahead, etc. I don't agree with that. I think that it's a little bit conniving, and I also think it lacks integrity. So I'm not going to go teach you guys how to how to make $1 million in your business per year, because I've never done it, right? Like I'm not going to start that course. Even if I read a book about how to make $1 million a year in music or in business. So I think that lacks integrity. I don't think you should do it unless you got the proof that you can do it. But yeah, list out all your opportunities for the new year for 2021. Okay. And then the fourth step and final step is you need to add targets to every single opportunity. And usually what I would do is I'd go through the whole list of opportunities and I'd pick 3 and I would focus only on those things and I'd throw everything else out and I'd hone in on those 3 opportunities. Okay. Super important that you get really focused and you let go of everything else. I don't know how many times I like listed out all these opportunities and I try to chase every single one of them. And it just doesn't, I don't have the team. It's not big enough. I don't have the resources. I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough money to market. I don't have enough, all sorts of stuff. Right. So it just didn't work. So I had to start focusing. I had to pick 3. Okay. So pick 3, get rid of everything else, add targets to those 3. Okay, good example is we talked about earlier. It's like licensing music for commercials, TV, film, and trailers. Okay, so I want to start. I want to put a target to that. I want to give it a target. Like how much money per quarter am I going to make off licensing my music? Okay. Now, once you know that target, you can then assign actual actions to it. But you can't assign an action. Like an action is not go get 3 placements. That's not an action. You can't take that action. Oh, I'm going to go get 3 placements. What does that even mean? Like, oh, I'm going to go, here's get me this placement. No, the only actions you can take is I'm going to send out 20 emails. I'm going to make 50 tracks. I'm going to package up my tracks and send out 5 packs per week, right? I'm going to connect with 3 new music supervisors per month, right? Those are actual actions. And that's kind of like the final step part of it is that you want to add the targets. You want to break those targets down to actual actions that you can take. And then you want to track everything. All right. And that's it, guys. Like that's the straight up like full system that I take every year at the beginning of the year for my business, Radium, to push things into and grow and scale and build. Okay. It's very, very, very important. Step 1, list out your assets and your liabilities. Step 2, go fast on cutting your liabilities and taking those assets and compounding those assets, monetizing them, putting them online, getting things going in that, right? Step 3, get your targets down, or not targets, but get all your opportunities, list all your opportunities. Step 4, assign targets to those opportunities. If you want to make a step 5 would then be attach actions to those targets that you're going to take. Okay. And like I said, you can do it where you cut it down to like 3 things. Like you're like, oh man, I made all my opportunities, but these 3 things are the things I'm going to focus on. Or you could be like, yo, here's all my opportunities. I'm going to go at all of them and see whichever one's going to start taking off. And then I'm going to just go all in on that thing that's taking off. All right. That's up to you. Anyway, I hope this helps you. I really, really do hope this helps. Like this is so important to me to be able to help more people in 2021. It's one of my objectives. It's one of my intentions. I'm putting it out there. I'm going full in, all action to help you guys make money with music, do well, not freak out, not go through this recession like everybody else, make your own economy, stop participating in the economy. There's no such thing, right? You're in music, go make your art, be creative, be inspired, stay healthy, take care of yourself. And thanks for tuning in. Radium Podcast, episode 82. Thank you so much. And it is December. January 2021 is just a couple days away. So if you're seeing this in January, then, welcome. Welcome to the new year. Everything's better now, right? Like, the skies open up, everything's green, the coronavirus has disappeared. It doesn't work like that. And that's why I'm shooting this video on the 28th of December, is because I know that I got to go now. Everybody's got to get going. You got to stay on that course. Stay grinding. Click the, like button, share it with your friends, drop a comment, show love, subscribe to the channel if you want more. I'm going to keep making these Radiant podcasts. I'm going to do plug-in of the weeks. I'm going to do all sorts of great content for you guys. And thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Stay blessed. Have a great new year.